Am I the only one who feels like I will never stop living paycheck to paycheck? The economy we live in is trash. The jobs we work for are trash.
Is anyone else struggling to find a decent paying job nowadays? And a lot of people right now in America are just like, hold on a second. I can't get a job. I can't get this and that. I feel broke. Okay. And nowadays, when you do get a job, you get the crap lowballed out of you. And Americans right now are kind of understanding that there's something wrong with this country. Something is seriously just not right. People just aren't feeling it. Everyone is broke. Everyone is seriously tired of being broke. Like, no matter what you do, you can't get ahead. Like, the moment you save a little money, the moment you get ahead, suddenly rent increases, food increases, and don't even get me started with automobiles, okay? It's so expensive, from the car insurance to the oil changes, the gas. It's keeping Americans broke, and Americans are starting to notice that something is seriously wrong right now. Check out some of these videos.
You're working full time and still broke? Babe, something has to change. I was doing everything I was supposed to do too, and yet was still barely covering bills, still swiping my credit cards for groceries, and still losing sleep over money. Until I found something that changed everything. A simple, beginner-friendly online program that taught me how to earn $300, $600, even $900 per sale in just 2 hours a day from my phone. No tech skills, no complicated funnels, just a proven system, a supportive community, and 100% profit. Now let me ask you this. What would $900 a day do for your family? How would it feel to actually breathe again, to stop surviving and start living? Comment ready and I'll send you the same blueprint I followed to turn time into freedom and content into cash.
We did everything right. We worked hard, we paid our bills, we raised our children the right way. So can somebody explain why in my 50s, my husband and I, we're living paycheck to paycheck? Retirement seems so completely out of reach. At this point, I feel like I'm going to be working till I'm 80 years old. I get a couple of years that I can sit back and relax. I'm so done with feeling stuck and definitely looking for a way out. So if you're in your 50s and you know you deserve more, comment me and let's figure this all out together.
You don't have a money issue, you have a habit issue. It's what you are doing with the money that's the problem. You eating up the money. You going out with the money. You using it for your instant gratifications, the TikTok shop cart and the Amazon cart and the Shein cart. That's where the money is going. It's what you are doing with the money. I used to think that money was survival and money was to pay for bills until I had to change my belief systems and change my habits on how I used my money. I stopped spending my money on things that had no intrinsic value, no actual value. Stuff that I couldn't resell because I done ate it all up, or it was cheap clothing that couldn't be resold if I needed. I started to use my money as a tool to buy assets with. You start changing the way that you use your money, you're going to see totally different outcomes.
If y'all saw my video a couple days ago, you would know that I just got laid off.
Guys, there's a possibility I'm about to get fired. So I just got let go from my job.
I was shocked. I still kind of am, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm still in that phase, but I can't believe I just got fired every time I've woken up in the morning. But another part of me is just really excited to see what the future holds, and knowing that my journey is obviously going to continue, and I think the greater things are to come. So the reason that it shocked me so much is because me and my boss, we meet weekly, if not every other week, go over how things have been. And so when he put a meeting on my schedule, I wasn't thinking anything of it. 10 minutes before the meeting, he was like, hey, so-and-so is gonna hop on from the people team. And I said, people team is HR, and mind you, they've been doing layoffs. I wasn't the first to go. I'm thinking I'm good because I work on the social team. We just had a guy who got another job opportunity and he moved on. So I'm like, dang, if anything, we might be short-staffed over here. So ain't no way I'm gonna get fired. I was wrong. The number one thing that I'm gonna miss is just the friends that I've made at that job. It's so crazy. The night before I got fired or whatever, at a big dinner with like 10 of my coworkers that night, and it was just like so much fun. Like, little did I know it was my last supper. I think it's kind of cute that God gave me that opportunity to just, you know, fellowship with those people before I probably don't see most of them ever again. I moved to New York City 8 months ago, and I would like to stay there. I love it. I fell in love with New York, and there's also just a ton of opportunity in the field that I work in. So like, who knows, like, that's just the beginning probably. I wanted to move out of Georgia just to experience something different, and I have. I would like to stay there to still kind of get that experience and get the full effects of it. But if God wants me here in Georgia and Atlanta, then so be it. I would be happy to move here just because it's so expensive in New York too. That's like another thing. I'm like, shoot, maybe this is a sign that I should pack it up and go home. I'm 25 at the end of the day. It's not the end of the world. It's actually quite literally the beginning. We'll be good, but I just wanted to make this video for anybody else who might be going through it also and had just got laid off. Like, better things are to come, and everything happens for a reason, and never doubt God's plan.
80% of Amazon workers will be fired before 2026. Guys, this is insane. Look at this. Amazon just announced 14,000 layoffs. Its CEO made over $40 million last year. UPS announced 48,000 layoffs. Its CEO made over $24 million last year. Intel announced 20,000 layoffs. Its new CEO's package is valued at nearly $69 million. This is what I mean when I say the system is rigged, guys. This is crazy. And yes, the system is rigged indeed. Look at what people are saying in the comments. Perhaps move to a country where there is not a bunch of large corporations running things, question mark. Mongolia, Somalia, Pakistan. Let's see what the general quality of life is going to be like for you there. You know the next step in the AI sequence is universal basic income, right? Question mark. And yeah, Jay, very true. This person said, what cuts will these CEOs need to take in order to save these jobs? And I have no clue. Yeah, they're going to have to definitely take some cuts though. But yeah, guys, I have no clue what to say about all this. This is actually kind of crazy. It's really not that much money, but drop your guys' thoughts in the comments about this.
But anyone who's lost their job, I want you to know it is going to get better. The place I'm at now, 1,000 times better than where I was. 1,000 times better. 1,000. And it sucked being laid off. I was hopeless. I was crying. I felt like I had no purpose. But now I'm not thankful yet, but I'm like, okay, I've got a job that's way better. I'm working with people that are amazing, like so supportive, like, so better things can come. And I know that sucks. Like, you don't want to fucking hear that after you've been laid off, but like, just in the back of your mind, know it'll get better.
I'm about to say something that feels a little bit wrong to admit. I've been unemployed for so long that I'm really not excited to go back to another corporate position at this point. And the thing is, people keep rooting for me like, oh, you're gonna find such a badass corporate job. But people don't realize that's not even what I want anymore. After sitting with myself after so many rejections, I'm like, why am I even chasing this in the first place? It almost makes me uncomfortable when people project that version of success onto me. I'm not unmotivated and I'm not giving up. I just don't feel right running back to something that drained me and then calling it a win, you know?
I got laid off my corporate job. Yep. I've been working here 3 years and, you know, things happen. While unpacking on my desk, I want to show you all some things that I've gotten from my coworkers in my 3 years working here that I really like. First thing, one of the interns made this little like origami box and she put in this little chick. How cute is that? She made this. Isn't that adorable? Next thing are these little turtles. And it's like a family of them. I came to my desk one day and my coworker, I don't even know really who left these. These were just all on my desk. How cute. I'm gonna put them in here since I'm packing my desk up. We should name them. Next thing are these little pins. My coworker Allison made these. They're so cute. And my favorite, Count It All Joy. One of my old coworkers, before she left the company, she came over to my desk and she gave me this, and I have had this for like, I don't know, 2 years on my desk because no matter what happens, I'm gonna count it all joy Amen. Amen. And speaking of that, this wasn't a gift. I brought this. But I keep this here on my desk, like my little Bible. And then I have this little give it to God box on my desk. If I'm at work and I feel like I need to give it to God, I'm going to get my little notebook and my pencil. I'm going to write something down and put it back in this box. And I go about my day, okay? I almost forgot. Last thing, they gave me a card, a mini thanks goodbye card, and people signed it. So sweet. We are wrapping up a really good chapter in my life. I am excited. I'm excited for what's to come next, even though I'm a little sad.
So I just found out that my position is being eliminated. I know I'm on the same boat with a lot of people. So I'm just trying to process this information and just trying to focus on like the things that I can control. So yeah, I think I'm just going to kind of document my journey into figuring out what's next. If you have been in this similar situation or are in this similar situation, you guys are documenting your journeys. I love to follow along with you. So yeah.
I just got fired from my job, and to make a long story short, I asked for a day off because I didn't have the attendance points to cover it. My boss said yes. He didn't take off the attendance point that came with it, and then they fired me. Which honestly, I don't care. I was honestly just glad that I can get out of that horrible job. But now my question is like, where do I go? I've always had a dream of becoming a content creator, a UGC creator, or somebody who can just make videos. And you know what they say, when old doors close, new doors open. Honestly, I'm kind of just seeing it as a way that I can just take my dream and run with it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. If it works out, then great. But for anyone else who's lost their job or is going through a hard time, just know, one, you're not alone, and two, there's always more doors that are going to open and more opportunities that are going to come to you. And honestly, I believe that they're going to be a lot better. So although yes, I did get fired, but we got to make something work. So if you guys want to support the journey, just follow up, like the video, whatever, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
It's people making $250,000 a year and they still living paycheck to paycheck. They said $250,000 a year ain't no money. It's crazy because they actually not lying. But it just depends on your situation. $250,000 a year don't look the same on everybody. If you're a person making $250,000 a year with 5 kids, with kids in general, with a bunch of debt, a bunch of bills, a bunch of things that go out, and you never really get to hang on to majority of your income, your financial profile looks totally different from another person who makes $250,000 a year with no children, unmarried, not a lot of extra debt, or they don't actively owe on a lot of things. $250,000 a year looks completely different on those two type of people. Do you know what I would do with $250,000 a year? $250 a year? Do you know just how far along, just how better off I would be with $250,000 a year? And even then, I still would love to see what a person making $250,000 a year and saying that's still not no money. I would love to see what you're doing with your money.
Let's talk about how I'm still broke even though I'm making more than I ever have in my whole entire life. So let's start with what my husband and I make in a year, and this is going to be an estimate of what we're going to be making in this upcoming tax season, and that's $57,658. This is after taxes, and so this is just an estimate because currently my husband and I are both freelance. We are 1099 workers, and so everything that we make is not taxed. And so I did math, and if you do 30% of everything that we've made this year, that is the total of how much we have made. So let's break down what our monthly income looks like. My husband and I combined, what we make consistently after taxes per month is $3,500. That's everything that we technically try to live by, but obviously that's not enough because our monthly bills and everything that's like priorities like bills and paying off debts right now is $4,445.94. So the way that we are able to output that is I do social media. In total on social media, what I made this year after taxes is $15,658.80. If you divided that up by the whole entire year, that's $1,304-ish per month. So when you add that up to everything that we're making every single month, which is $3,500, it gives us a total of $4,800.04, and that's per month. So we're left with $358.96 every single month as leftover, and that technically is for anything else because I didn't include things like subscriptions and random things that we're buying per month, so we're really not left with that much. My goal is to eventually create a savings, but I truly don't know how possible that is in this economy. On top of all of our bills that we have, we also are in so much debt. We currently have $16,660 in credit card debt, which we are currently paying off, but we also have a total of student loan debt of $87,434.35. So hopefully sharing that makes you feel less alone, because I know most of us feel so broke in this economy, and honestly this is a year that I'm just trying to let go of things that are not in my control. I get so stressed even thinking about all of this, and doing all this math really makes me stress out, but at the end of the day I know that my husband and I are trying our best. We are working, we are doing everything that we can, and we are literally making the most we've ever made, and it's just not enough, and that's okay. We're just gonna keep going and hope for the best, and I know that eventually things are going to get better, and for now the fact that we can at least get by is enough.
We all need to stop pretending that unemployment is a personal failure. People will literally be like, oh, well, you just didn't do enough internships in college. You are directly shifting the blame to the individual instead of addressing the systemic barriers to income that clearly exist. Trust your time will come and you will change your mind.
Am I the only person who's having the problem of trying to find a job? I've had my CNA license since last year of November, and I still do not have a CNA job. I've applied for literally every single thing, even the ones that require to work with adults, even though I do not want to work with adults. But I've applied for everything, even to work in nursing homes, even though everybody says stay away from nursing homes. But I've applied there, and I've been getting nothing but denied, or they're just ghost jobs. Like, where are y'all finding jobs? Then I seen stuff about traveling CNAs. You need experience. How am I going to apply for an agency if I can't even get the CNA job or the experience? How are you guys saying you're hiring for CNA, nursing, whatever it is, but you're not hiring anybody? I'm stuck right now. What's the point of me getting degrees and stuff if I can't get a job?
I low-key feel like there is a timeline to unemployment. Like, I mean, if you look at my posts, like, I'm pretty stressed out. I think recently I've just kind of accepted where I'm at in my life right now, and just my mindset has just kind of shifted to like, okay, well, this is my reality, like, why not just fucking enjoy it? And I understand I might have a little bit more privilege with that because I do have savings, I dog sit, I get unemployment. Like, it's not great, but it helps me pay my bills. And don't get me wrong, I am stressed out, but I'm just trying not to let it rule my life now.
I think the most discouraging thing about this job market is that the jobs that do come available want so much from you, and they don't have a lot of pay that's involved in it. And I just came out of I would say it was a really good job interview. Like, I could easily see myself do the work. And then they asked what I wanted, and I was like, okay. And they were kind of like encouraging me to be very honest about, and it wasn't just going to be copywriting, it was going to be marketing operations, it was going to be heavily like branding, social media. I'd be wearing a lot of hats. And they're like, okay, so, you know, based on your skill set, based on all the things we told you, based on the fact that you'll probably do overtime as well, because be an hourly position, you be doing trade shows, all these sort of things. I was like, okay, well, if I'm honest with you, based on everything that I've heard, and you want me, you're actively encouraging me to write down what I want my number to be. Here is it. Here is the number that I know that I have actually made before doing one of these jobs, let alone 3. Here is that number. I know it might be different because I'm in a new state now, but here's that number. And then sitting in that interview, and I know that that person was genuinely trying to be sweet and give me really good advice about the market. But they kept telling me over and over again they've never seen this number in all their years for the type of position that I would be working for. They've never seen anyone ask for that number. And I was like, they don't even know anyone who has made that number. this isn't a crazy number, by the way. I was just like, I just want you to know, I have had 2 jobs that have paid me this exact number. I'm willing to negotiate down. I want to know what our expectations are. And mind you, this job was going to be very gray. The expectations would be very, very gray. They were saying anything like the minimum amount of hours that they wanted me to work each week was 40, but they have people working like 60. And I was like, that's okay. And so you want me to be making, if my number is normal, very normal for my experience and I've made before, and the requirements, if that number that I pitched is here, and you want to pay me here to be doing 50-hour plus weeks, wearing 3 different hats, and trying to like reassure me that they've never seen anyone make that kind of money before, the very normal rate that I was asking. I know they meant well, but it was just such a weird experience to have to say, well, now you have met someone who has made this total normal amount. Maybe it's because it was in a different state. And I even tried to pedal back. I was like, I am very interested in working for you at that rate that you want me to work for it. I don't feel comfortable or think that 50 hours to 60 hours a week would be something that I would want to do in this specific industry. Like, if you would be willing, let's brainstorm. I'm a problem solver, so I offered other ways that we can make it work, and I just don't think it's going to, and that's okay. But if anyone was wondering what it's like right now in the job market, that's what it is. So